People are always asking me, how do I manifest more money? Well, it doesn't come from actually focusing on the money. It comes from focusing on you and your passions. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell. Why? Because then when I post more additional things, you'll be notified. And then you can start to get to that financial journey that you'd like to be on. When it comes to manifestation of money, we don't realize that the magnetic force of the human heart actually goes for over 8 miles. The magnetic force of our minds only goes for 2 feet. So if you're logically trying to actually, with that smart brain of yours, trying to figure out, how do I get to manifesting more money? Well, you're not going to attract to yourself everything if it's all coming from the brain space. It has to come from the heart space. And if you've watched many of my videos, all this science is from an organization called heartmath.org. So by all means, if you want to go to HeartMath, you can check them out and see the research for yourself. I know I'm a left brain logical person, so I had to kind of see the proof first. So if you're one of those left brain logicals like me, understand, go to heartmath.org and they've got all the research there for you. But let's talk about how we actually manifest more money. We don't realize how our physical bodies actually play a role in our lack of manifestation. So let me kind of give you a perspective here. Each and every human being has what I would call the fourfold part of yourself. There's your spiritual self, let's start that. There's spiritual self, then you've got your physical self, emotional, and mental self. So when we have emotions about our money, which I talk about in my first book, The Emotion Behind Money, and they're not positive emotions, what you're doing is you're then activating your nervous system to contract. And because everything is energy, including our physical bodies, and our emotions are energy in motion, if they're negative emotions around your money and it causes your nervous system to hijack and you contract, then you have low frequency and vibration coming from your heart, which means you're shutting off and shutting down your ability to manifest. Because you cannot manifest what you want when you have a hijacked nervous system. I just did a video on financial reactivity. And if we're reacting to financially what's going on in the economy and the dollar not being backed by gold, or, whatever it is, it could be your spouse spent too much money, or your employer didn't give you the raise or bonus you expected. All of that can be in a place of financial reactivity. And when you react, you shut your nervous system down, you close up, you create stress in your physical body. Because remember, the 4 parts of ourselves are our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual selves, right? So you're physically creating stress in your body, the cortisol's shooting through the system, and then you can't manifest. And it's all correlated, it's all tied. So when I'm coaching my clients, it's super important for you to understand that, like, eating 3 green smoothies a week is super important. And it's also important for you to be making the smoothies yourself, because one of the highest vibrations out there is self-love, self-care. And by you making your own and putting your energy and your love for yourself into the making of it, that's why mom's cooking tastes the best, because your mother loves you. And we need to love ourselves. And then those green smoothies and those at least 3 workouts a week, that all raises your vibration. Those are tools in the toolbox to make sure that you are keeping a high vibration, because we know that plants, so if you eat vegetables and plants, that those are the highest vibrating foods. We know this. And so when you're consuming high vibration and you're exercising, raising your vibration, that is going to help when your employer says something about, like, we're doing pay cuts. You're going, well, I don't like that. But you're not hyper reactive to that, because you're not consuming junk food and caffeine and tons of volumes of everything else. Do you see how it all is correlated and how it's all together? So when you are sitting here saying that, oh, I can't manifest what it is that I desire in my life, well, you're not manifesting, because how are you doing on the physical? How are you doing on the emotional? How are you doing on the mental? And like, are you that female that just keeps telling yourself story after story after story, and you're reliving the situations and the stories over and over in your brain? You know, today we have so many people who are on anti-anxiety drugs because we're in our heads and we're not grounded in our bodies. There's great books out there, like by Deepak Chopra, Perfect Health. And Dr. Mark Hyman has great materials out there to help you on the physical health perspective. And that is a role and a part in your manifestation of money. So I want you to consider all aspects of your world in what you are providing for yourself that is causing your nervous system to contract more. Caffeine puts you in a more state of a reactivity. So maybe drink tea as opposed to coffee once in a while to start to transition yourself. You know, I didn't stop eating dairy and things like that right off the get-go. I remember the day that I was told that I shouldn't eat dairy anymore. I was like, what? No way! I love dairy. Well, today I barely eat any dairy. Why? Because actually, as I've shifted and I've raised my vibration, I actually don't like the way I feel, how it pulls my vibration down, because I can totally sense it. And as my journey has gone, I've continued to manifest more and more and more because of the fact that I'm continuing to manage my energy frequency. And that's done with the food that we consume, with the people that we're around, the shows and the movies and the music that we digest. Everything is frequency and vibration. So I am going to give you an assignment this week that I want you to take a look at. Just observe. Don't judge it, please. Promise me, I promise, type it in there on the YouTube channel. I want you to say, I promise to just observe. I do not want you to judge yourself. Don't blame, shame. It's not about anything or anything. I want you to just observe, going, what am I doing that perhaps is causing my nervous system to contract more this week? Because that is the key to unlock your manifestation, is to not have a hijacked nervous system. And there's so much fear going on around the world these days that there's an awful lot on the menu of fear that you could choose from to plug into today. So I'm going to challenge you to take a look at, what is it that you are visually digesting? Are you listening and digesting the food you're digesting? It could be people. It could be toxic people that you really just need to not have conversations with anymore. So take a look this week as to what it is that you are exposing yourself to that is causing your nervous system to be on more hyper alert. And I would totally recommend you going on a detox for that. Just give it a try. Pick the one that's the worst, and every week get a little bit better in your observation, get a little bit better at looking at what you can shift just a little bit. You know, stop watching those negative movies and then start watching something that's uplifting, that you're still interested in, so you don't feel deprived. I'm not saying don't watch movies. I'm not saying don't eat junk food. I'm just saying do things that you enjoy and have it be high vibration so that you can manifest exactly all the money you desire, because there isn't enough abundance in this world for every single one of us. Don't forget to join us at juliemurphy.com. You can sign up for my newsletter. You can take my impact course. Any way that we can support you through my books or my courses or my weekly coaching, I am here to help you. And even if it's as easy as just the newsletter. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.